Yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source for celeb news. Now today we have, hey yo man, we got a huge, we got some huge news. All right, on a major death, man. We're gonna talk about that. We got him. Rico might be in order for Young and Ace and Click. We got Ralo with a message to Boosie, man. Some information on YSL Woody, man. A little bit of a backstory, and that's it, man. This might actually be a short video. Again, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source Show. If this is your first time to the channel, man, be sure to hit that like button if feel any part of the content. We definitely appreciate that. That notification bell's waiting for your tap, so go on, give it a tap. And that subscribe button's waiting for your subscription, man. So go on to say, check this out, man. We've been seeing a lot of YSL, right? The YSL situation involving Young Thug. We've seen a lot of YSL Woody being on the stand, okay? Now, one person decided to put together a little bit of a backstory concerning none other than YSL Woody, right? And he wanted to provide a little bit of information or a backstory on YSL Woody, because a lot of us are seeing YSL Woody and on the stand, and brother man is relatively charismatic. He appears to be kind of funny, right? And so a lot of people are taking that the humor that's coming from watching YSL Woody on the stand and thinking that it's sweet, but they are forgetting the fact that YSL Woody was on the FBI's, the Georgia FBI's most wanted list. Okay, so ain't nothing really jokey about, bruh. Like he might, a matter of fact, take a look at the video clip real quick. Take a look.
YSL Woody's been going viral. People kind of drawn to him because of his honest, childlike demeanor. YSL Woody is not a. He was on the FBI list considered top 10 most dangerous people in all of Georgia.
We'll do everything in our power to bring federal charges.
And here are a dozen of the men, not kids, who are in federal custody or are being sought.
He might even started this YSL with Lucci beat. See, he broke into Lucci's man Nut's car. He stole a bunch of shit, and when Nut called his own phone, Woody answered. He hit him with the zig, like, oh, my partner stole this, so I'm just trying to get it back to you. Long story short, Nut people catch up with him at Club Crucial while he's with Thug, and they jump with him. Woody really like that, so he goes on a rampage in the street. People are after him trying to catch up, he's moving around in different cars. Thug rents Woody a car. That rented car ends up being used in the night. So y'all see Woody on stand, like, everybody think it's for a good reason. Don't let his playful demeanor fool you. He's a real menace. Story is actually kind of sad. He started spiraling after long, and he's been in and out of jail. But that's just a little background on Woody. He's not just some comical hang around.
Now, I thought that was a relatively interesting video, because a lot of times we can get caught up with like what's happening on camera and stuff like that, and the funny side of things, and maybe the comical side of things. But we forget that sometimes there's this darker side that exists. And here's the thing about it. Like, I don't know about you, right? But I know a couple of people that have caught some bodies, right? And you probably know a couple of people that caught some bodies too. And here's the craziest thing about that. A lot of people that caught bodies and stuff like that, they be funny. They are people that are relatively comical. They're kind of funny when you interact with them in a weird way. You'd be like, yo, man, this dude's kind of humorous or what have you. And then you find out that, yeah, they caught a couple of bodies. So just because we see YSL Woody and we sit there and we laugh, and sometimes the internet might have a couple of jokes about bruh, maybe from the way he speaks and the whole 9 yards, they forget that sometimes the situation that bro could have been involved in could have been a real crazy situation. Okay, one of the last things we heard him say on the stand. Well, I'm not going to go into that. I actually had to. That's one of the first times I actually had to edit my own video and remove what I just said out, because I don't even want to connect that information with the rest of the information that we have for today. Okay. But now with what you just heard about YSL Woody being on the FBI's most wanted list, I now want you to take a look at this YSL Woody clip. On one of those 20v1 joints. Take a look real quick.
Where the hell you going? What you doing?
What you mean what I'm doing?
I'm trying to tell you.
Caught with teeth. Get your mom strong ass up out of here.
Wait a damn minute.
Get your mom up out of here. What the fuck wrong with y'all? We don't play them games right here. That big punk sissy nigga out there.
Woody! You ain't let him clock his teeth?
I should leave.
Woody!
We ain't doing that no more. We ain't doing that no more. We ain't doing that.
Yeah, I thought y'all twin.
What's going on? What?
Bro, look.
What is your issue with me? What's going on? Because you just literally picked me up, clocked that to you. Not even under that. You took me and you put me out the door. For what reason? Clock it. Clock it.
You talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
Bitch, I'm about to show you who you talk to. Who you talk to?
You.
What you say?
Oh, what? Just chill.
Look at that motherfucker. Man, what the fuck is that?
Woody.
Oh, because I was getting ready to go.
Woody, I thought y'all was cool.
Man, what the hell it is?
What the hell is you?
You know, I just don't understand why people think this is funny. Like, a lot of people, they don't play that, man. Like, they don't want nothing to do with any of that kind of stuff. You follow what I'm saying, man? Some people will crash out all the way because they don't play that. See, here's the thing, right? So I've never been locked up, but I know a lot of people that have been locked up. I know that a lot of people, when they were locked up, they saw all kinds of shenanigans go down, and they saw all kinds of disrespect take place. And it like there's something in their mind that triggers them when they get the slightest inkling that they're being disrespected. I'm not saying that's what happened to bro, but usually, right, that as we stated before, the concept behind a person being triggered, right, is that their reaction is way beyond what seems to be the normal reaction for a situation. So in other words, when somebody says something to you at a level 4 and you respond at a level 10, then your response at a level 10 shows that you were triggered. Okay? So if what he did, like if when that person showed up, what that person's name was, Shamal or something like that, when that person showed up, a lot of people could have been like, yo man, nah, we ain't with all of that. That person's not triggered. But for the way that his response showed that he was very triggered by that person's presence. And we don't know why. He could have been triggered because, that is a heinous form of disrespect to him in his head. It might be such a form of disrespect for whatever reason that he's like, I am not going to tolerate not even anything that looks remotely close to this. So therefore he was ready to all the way crash out. And there are different reasons why people can crash out. Let me just throw this out here, okay? When it comes to things like sexuality, a lot of people will crash out for the purpose for the sake of sexuality. Do not do anything. If you are part of the LGBTQ community, let me make it crystal clear to you. A lot of people will crash out against you. You could feel like, oh, well, that's not fair. And I don't like that. I don't really care. No, that ain't our problem. That ain't our problem. A lot of people gonna crash out because they don't like that for all kinds of reasons. Okay? All that LGBTQ stuff, it triggers a lot of people, and you need to be well aware of that. You know that it triggers people. So you cannot approach people with something that you know triggers them. You follow what I'm saying? Like real talk. You know what I mean? And I'm telling this to you for your safety. Okay? I'm telling it because, at the end of the day, man, I don't want nobody being killed. I don't want nobody being murdered. I don't want nobody being jumped or hurt or anything like that. Nor do I want anybody being deceived. Let me make that clear. Okay? So I'm just saying that a lot of people will get super triggered if they see you show up and you pulling any of them kind of shenanigans and they ain't with it. A lot of people will get triggered for that. And you think it's a game in the whole 9 yards and you want to crack a joke and smile all up on folks' face, then you better be prepared for the triggering. I'm just letting you know what it is. Okay? A lot of people, let me tell you, man, I deal with people on a daily basis, people that are always ready to crash out because they don't see a future for themselves and they don't see a hope for themselves. Okay? We dealing with people like this every day, all the time. And you know what it is? We got to deal with them very calmly, you know what I mean? Very respectfully. And you almost got to feel people out in order to be able to determine, like, okay, what will cause this person to crash out? Like with these 20v1s, man, like, I don't know what these people are thinking. I guess they always think it's, this is going to be good content. This is going to be good content. And, and then it shows up on Celebs Source. So, yeah, it is content. But that man was ready. This man been on the witness stand all month long and then came to a 20v1 ready to throw it all away. I mean, come on, man. Where we at over here? All right, look. We reported to you yesterday concerning Boosie metaphorically pulling up to Ralo. Okay. because Boosie had some words for Ralo while he was locked up. Okay, Boosie essentially mentioned that he thought he was a teller, okay, a snitch or whatever you want to call it. Ralo was like, yo man, I don't appreciate the fact that Boosie called me that, etc., etc. Okay, and so the two have been going back and forth. I say, yo man, maybe they should both just kind of let it die. All right, and it looks like Ralo may be moving in that direction. Okay, not to say that Boosie ain't, but it looks like Ralo is right now, because Ralo has posted a response to what Boosie said. Boosie essentially was like, yo man, like, it's whatever, right? Ralo's posted this. He said, you think you just gonna go up on me while I'm in prison, can't fight for myself, and when I get out I wasn't gonna say nothing? Man, you crazy as hell. You got to give me a fade or something, like a boxing match. You know what I'm saying? He said, and I ain't talking about that fucking haircut. He said, you let ninjas pull up and turn you against me. But when I try to pull up and show my part, you dodging me. Like, what the hell part of the game is that, bruh? Y'all ninjas be blowing me with this lame ass ish. I swear, this ain't about who can rap the best or who the most gangster. My people just want to get to the bottom of this ish. If a ninja around you and they ain't telling you to do the right thing, then you need to kick them off from around you. I'ma delete everything I said off my page for the people. But that conversation is needed, fam. That's big man, grown man type stuff there. I appreciate that. I appreciate that he did that. He said the stuff that could be online that can still be detrimental, that can cause a beef, he is saying, he's being the bigger man in saying that he wants to remove it off of his page because he knows how things can play out. And look, man, I commend bro on that, because real talk, we're living in a society right now where it's not just like, yo, we're gonna have an argument, or yo, we're gonna come to fisticuffs, but now everybody's moving very, very nervously, like they're ready to kill at a first glance. So it's a good thing to see Ralo say, yo man, how about we have a conversation? And here's the thing, Ralo said that before. He said, yo man, maybe we need to sit down over some Colt 45 and have a conversation. Now, I only agree with a part of that. I agree with the part where they have the conversation, but I believe that they should have the conversation with very, very sober minds, because once alcohol gets in the picture, all kinds of shenanigans are going to take place. So I would recommend, against the Colt 45, I would recommend that they have a FaceTime conversation. You know what I mean? And a calm conversation at that. If their emotions is getting all up in the conversation, then the conversation is moot at that point. It doesn't even need to be had. Because once your emotions are in, you can't even think rationally. That's just scientific. That's science. Once you are emotional, you can't think rationally. Or the rationality that you have is lessened the more your emotions get in the game. So you definitely got to remove anything that causes, and their emotions might be high out the gate, because Ralo might be like, yo man, I was really super duper offended by what bro said. And here's the thing. Boosie had some words for T.I. at one point, right? And then those two hashed it out through a conversation, and it worked out well. You know what I mean? And they was able to move on amicably. Okay, I think the same thing can be had with Ralo and Boosie, man. Just for the sake of the culture. You know what I mean? So they can show the culture that two brothers, you know what I'm saying? Brothers, right? Both that are trying to get money can both move ahead amicably and it not be nonsense, because you never know how things can play out, and everybody is talking about, oh, I wish I made up with. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into that in a few. All right. But let me just give you this last piece before we switch over. Where we at over here? Didn't I have something on? Yeah. All right, look, the feds have made a chart, right, concerning ATK and Ace's top killers and KTA, right? That is Julio Fulio's crew and Young and Ace's crew. Remember, Young and Ace had that song "Who I Smoking," and he started naming all the people that have died, right? And the feds are like, yo, you know what? If you're laughing and making songs about Julio Fulio's team members or whatever, crew members dying, then we're gonna put the crime in your hand. You follow what I'm saying, man? The feds have created a chart showing members of the Jacksonville street crews involved in the Julio Fulio incident, and it's looking like the feds are planning a RICO. Once they're creating a chart and making connections, they're planning a RICO. They're definitely planning a RICO. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to use every single lyric. They're going to painstakingly comb through every single lyric. So any future music that is dropped, you are just adding wood onto their fire in order for them to be able to accuse you of a RICO. There's no way a RICO ain't coming. I hate to put it like that, but who can't see this writing on the wall? There's no way a RICO ain't coming. If a RICO doesn't come, then I don't know anything anymore. Okay? But for all intents and purposes, I mean, here's the thing. If you were the feds, right? And your job was to lock these other people up, wouldn't you be able to, don't you think you could put together a fantastic RICO charge? You know what I'm saying? Especially if the other team is using lyrics. I don't give a cuff about, it's talent, it's art, whatever, man. If you drew a magnificent painting about a murder that went down at your house, you know what I'm saying? I'm using the painting. Like, real talk. That's just what it is. Any form of art that you use, whether it be a painting, whether it be music, whether you do it with Legos, if the Legos create a murder scene, I'm using the damn Legos. Okay? That is if I work for the feds. If I'm worth my salt as a fed, as a member of the feds, I'm using the Legos, I'm using the paintings, I'm using your music, I'll use the damn beat. I'll figure out what the name of the beat is, okay? If it's the murder rhythm, I'm using the murder rhythm because you did it over the murder rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Is there a murder rhythm? Let me know. Where we at over here, man? Let's get to our shoutouts real quick. Before we get to the shoutouts, Boosie was just minding his business outside. He was just minding his business. But then he got caught up in some kind of a party, like a moving party of sorts. Take a look at his insanity real quick. How many times have you been in that situation? That he encapsulates. That's I feel like, right? That I feel like the way Boosie looked is how I feel about 90% of the time. Especially when I'm at a meeting at work. Whenever there's a meeting going on and I don't think I got ADD, right? But if I did, right? When my ADD kick in, I feel like that. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. I just start clapping. You know what I'm saying? Let me go to my shoutouts real quick. What do we have over here? I had a couple of shoutouts on deck, man. All right, the Famous South. The Famous South said, yo, this is your favorite truck driver. I've been in the Army since 2004. People don't understand how emotions can cuff up things. That's what I be trying to tell people, man. He said, I seen people, emotions in Afghanistan and Iraq, get them killed. See, this is what I'm talking about. That when you allow your emotions to take over, like, you don't think clearly and then you make missteps. He said a lot of this come from no father figure around. They let things on TV, radio, and etc. wreck their brains. They push this narrative to keep us divided so they could conquer. Real talk. The Famous South said that, you know what I'm saying? And then you know what the Famous South did? You know what the Famous South did after that? He sent your boy $19.99. Okay? I said, damn. $20, bro. $20. Yesterday, somebody sent me $10. You know what I'm saying? What was the person? The person was, what is it? No. I got to go find them again. I'm going to go find them again because I'm not going to let it go by. Okay? The person that sent me the $10 was Kalia West. She sent me $10, $9.99, right? I said $9.99. Everybody was like, yo, why don't you just say 10? Because it ain't 10. It's $9.99. I call it as it is. Okay? Same way I said this is $19.99. But I'm very appreciative. Please don't make it, you know what I'm saying? Don't make me sound like that now. You know what I mean? Come on, bruh. Yeah, man. The famous South, man, hit your boy. Look, hit the family off of $19.99, man. $20, okay? $19.99, $20, same thing, okay? Yo, man, I appreciate that. Real talk, man. When y'all do that, we said it yesterday, we saying it today, man. People put their money where their heart is, okay? And you showing support to our brand, it means a lot. Whenever y'all do that, some folks, they hit us with the $2, $1.99, whatever, okay? $10, $4.99, all big, like this is huge to us, okay? Every view counts, but when y'all do this, it blows my mind, real talk, and I really do appreciate that, man, real talk. I can't say that enough, man. Thank you, okay? I been did that, said Celeb. I didn't see Boosie pull up. I was speaking metaphorically. Come on, get with it, okay? Kokiko Devereaux said, Christians are devout when it comes to judgment, but not so much when it comes to practice. Everyone does not believe what others believe. Humans running from humanity. I was like, man, what this dude talking about? Everybody makes judgments all day long. Kokiko said, everyone does not question others' participation in prayer every day unless they have a religious affiliation. And in this case, Christians are judging Ice Spice for how she participated in prayer, all the while not performing life according to their own religion. Then he goes like this. Christians judge based on their book, and that's not a everyone thing. Okay? Wait, I lost my place. Where am I at? I'm sorry, I lost my place. And then he goes, that's what this dude is talking about. Let's not pretend that church folk don't judge in a certain way. I said, well, first of all, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate the way he came at me. You know what I mean? I was like, I hear you, man. You know what I mean? I said, but look, where in Christianity exactly does it say we ain't supposed to judge people? Because, it doesn't really say that. I know a lot of people say only God can judge me and you ain't supposed to judge others, but it don't really say that. You know what I mean? Like if you read and you know how to read English and you know how to comprehend, it doesn't say you're not supposed to judge, okay? Christianity actually teaches us that the people that can judge are Christians. It says it in chapter 6 of Corinthians. It says it in Matthew chapter 7, John chapter 7. It says that we ought to judge. He goes, when you do judge, just don't judge hypocritically. And that's exactly what Kokiko was saying. He's saying we shouldn't judge Ice Spice hypocritically. Okay? So Kokiko and Jesus are on the same vein with that. All right? You're right on that. Okay? So I appreciate your thoughtful response. Real talk. Now I know what that dude is talking about. Okay? Shout out to you, Kokiko. Big ups to you. You know what I'm saying? Where we at over here? And lastly, let me give one more shout out, man, to Roman Mona. My man says, so what does your faith actually provide you? He said, PNB had faith, pure, real Christian faith. So did our black queen that rebuked that corny police officer and then got shot in the face. I'm just genuinely asking, shouldn't people read more thoroughly into us being made in the Most High's image and our Father being a jealous and vengeful God, as that book says? Like we reflect the energy of our Creator, parents to spiritual. You describe Yeshua's brother getting tossed like he or his brother's treatment was proof of protection. Faith is knowing and moving like you know better. I truly love the Bible. I just read into protecting oneself from what happened to Job better. Okay, so to answer his question of what does your faith provide for you, all right, I kind of threw out there that, faith in God provides us with a real relationship with God, and it provides us with God's righteousness as a covering for our sins. Okay, it doesn't guarantee that we're not going to experience the destruction of our sinful body. Okay. And I'm not talking about faith in faith. You know what I mean? Like having a whole lot of faith in a weak rope, that don't help you. But if you have a little faith in a strong rope, that can help you. Okay. So you just need a little tiny bit of faith. You just got to have a tiny bit of faith in the right thing. Okay. Faith or trust and believing in Christ, evidenced by following his commands, is the means through which God offers us salvation. He says, if you want salvation, you have to exercise faith in Christ. That's what he said. All right. The penalty of sinning against an infinite God is infinite separation from God. And God says, if you have faith, you don't have to have that as your destination. Faith demonstrates that you have a relationship with God, and it's built upon trust, particularly trust in his promise of provision and trusting and believing that he is who he says he is. That's why his name is I am. I am who I say I am. You follow what I'm saying, man? And this has nothing to do with the circumstances that might occur. Faith also illustrates your humility to God, because you're depending on his word and not on your human achievements for righteousness. You can't be righteous on your own accord. Your righteousness falls far too short because God requires infinite righteousness. Okay? And one sin is enough to doom a person to hell. And none of us has enough righteousness to escape hell. And that's why our faith needs to be placed in God the Son. You know what I mean? His blood has the propensity to cover all human sins, past, present, and future. Okay? And finally, let me wrap this bad boy up, man. This is probably what you tuned in for. If you got real nervous during that last segment, man, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? But major news. The artist Rich Homie Quan has passed away. Okay, he's passed away. It's all over social media, man. So you're getting this information late. The information came out. Boosie's actually one of the first persons to have posted that. He posted that he passed away. Word is that he passed away due to an overdose. Right? I don't think his family has released why yet, but passed away due to an overdose. Matter of fact, let me go to a couple of the images that I have first, or at least the stories that I had. The Shade Room posted, the TMZ posted, platinum selling rapper Rich Homie Quan has passed away at 34 years old. Okay. Academics posted that Boosie reacts to Rich Homie Quan's passing. Boosie posted, just got word Rich Homie Quan just OD'd. I just talked to Juan the other day. Okay. And then Boosie said, just talk to you, bruh. Never forget your smile and the way you talked. And of course, your music. All right. TMZ posted, Shade Room posted, according to TMZ, his family and a rep for Fulton County Morgue confirmed his passing and shared that he passed in his Atlanta home on Thursday. Quan's family said to the outlet that they are shattered and heartbroken by his sudden death. No further official details have been confirmed at the moment. We're keeping his loved ones in prayer. All right. Jacquees also posted. He said, man, my brother Quan was one of them ones, and you responsible for so much ish, man. I love you, bro. Just talked to you, and you told me how proud you was of me. I'ma miss you, bro, forever. I ain't cried in forever, bro, but this one hurt for real. All right. We already told you what Boosie said too concerning Rich Homie Quan's death, man. This is terrible situation, man. Some are stating that it was an overdose from a bad pill. I've heard of counterfeit Percocet laced with fentanyl, but that hasn't been confirmed. Okay, I'm just telling you what is being stated. All right. But we will follow up if that information is inaccurate or not. In fact, I probably shouldn't have even released that information. Strike that from the record till I confirm it. Okay. So we already told you what Jacquees said, and this has been all over the feed, man. Akbar V, upon hearing about that, it seems like she posted. This is what she posted. She said, Akbar V posted, see, this is why I'm running to Jesus. I cannot die and lose my soul. A lot of people got mad with her, like, why the hell are you making this about you? That's what people do, man. But a lot of people, they hear about death, and then they, what death does? It makes you introspective, and it makes you reflective. You start to think about your own life and your own decisions. You know what I mean? Like, it's better to go to a funeral than to go to a party. You actually learn something from the funeral. The funeral or death, it makes you far more introspective, and you start to look at your actions, your past actions, your future actions, and what you should do, what you shouldn't do. You start really taking into consideration the direction that your life has been going in. You know what I mean? So when she said, this is why I'm running to Jesus, I cannot die and lose my soul, a lot of people said what they said, and she didn't really even have to say that out loud. She could have just said that to herself. But in saying that, you know what I mean? She, like, a lot of people are also going to be like, I don't want to die and lose my soul too. Now, hearing about this situation, it really makes people, like, when you hear about a person's death, a sudden death at that, 34, I mean, A lot of people expected to do things with Rich Homie Quan by the end of the week. They expected to meet up with him. They expected to interview him. They expected to have a conversation with him. Some folks was like, yeah, I'm going to call bro up later. You know what I mean? There's somebody that he called them and they was like, oh, no, I'm going to call you back. And then that never happened. And here's the crazy thing, man. YSL Woody appears to have posted his respects to Rich Homie Quan. He posted this. He posted, what did he post? YSL Woody posted a picture of Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan, put the RIP over Rich Homie Quan and said, I hate this happened. I pray that God protects Thug and them from this country. So that's what he posted. You know what I mean? And Rich Homie Quan also said that he was open to having a conversation when it comes to patching things up with Thugger, because the two had fell out. Take a listen to Rich Homie Quan's final interview. And one of the statements that he said concerning Thugger in his final interview. Take a listen.
Okay, so I told you before, I grew up listening to you, and I heard you on stage screaming free Thugger, right? Is there any chance that at some point in the future, either be unreleased music or whatnot, that we'll hear y'all on a song together again?
That I don't know, because we do have a lot of music that hasn't been released, but who knows what the future holds. First and foremost, let's free Thugger, let's free anybody locked up, let's free Luwak Lucci. It's a touchy situation, so I try not to talk about it a lot, but I don't know what the future holds, man. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have a conversation, and it'll start from there.
Okay, I like that answer.
Let me just throw this out here, man. Don't put off for tomorrow what you can take care of today, especially if it involves making things right. You know what I mean? You could hold on to your grudge, or you can hold on to your anger, or somebody, you know what I mean? Like if you wrong somebody or whatever, you don't like the way they spoke to you and and now you've been out of shape. You can hold on to that. You can hold on to that, but they can die. They can die, and then you'll never have patched that up. And then what you're going to do, you're going to be mad at the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to be mad at the rest of us because you never patched up the issue that you were supposed to have patched up. So we're making this about you, okay? Because once a person passes, that's the end for them. Like there's nothing under the sun that they can do anymore. You know what I mean? It is now about, well, what are you now going to do? And every death, every interaction with a person, you should assume that it could potentially be your last interaction. So you got to make it right. You know what I mean? My aim is always to try to live with no regrets. And you should also aim to live with no regrets. And living with no regrets means you make things right now in the current situation. And don't allow weird thoughts or weird emotions dictate your behavior. You know what I'm saying? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Prayers up for his family, because they're hurting. A lot of people are devastated, man. A lot of people are devastated, man. Let us know. And matter of fact, let me see. Don't I have some throwback clips? Let me show you some throwback clips of some songs that Rich Homie Quan laced where he laced the track. Take a listen real quick.
I be feeling like the man when I walk through. Ain't something what you saying when I walk through. I got all this just to live this here lifestyle. Can't escape from it. I'ma ride for my motherfucking. Most likely I'ma die. Souffle, I'm straight. I state my plate. Shot day. I'm a smooth operator.
Yeah, man. Hopefully those clips played, man. Sometimes YouTube be acting weird, man. You know what I mean? So hopefully they played. Yeah, man. Prayers up to his family, man. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, man. Be sure to like. Be sure to subscribe. Look like Sauce is like, damn. Look, what happened, bro? Sauce, I sent this to you an hour ago, bro. Right now it's 4:02. Let me just send it to Sauce right now and say, I think overdose. Yeah, man. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, man. Thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source for celeb news.